Hello! Today we're going to make a maple glaze that you can use on salmon. Salmon are a very sacred fish to nations in the Pacific Northwest, and they're what we call an indicator species. If the water isn't healthy, the salmon will not be healthy. And if the water is not healthy, then nothing else will be healthy, none of the plants or animals in an area. So salmon are very important to the ecosystem. Wild salmon is always preferable if you're buying salmon to eat in the store. If you can't get wild salmon, you can try to get organic salmon that is farmed. It's better. There's a lot less things that are used in the salmon when they're farmed. And we're going to make a maple glaze. Maple has been used by the indigenous people in Turtle Island for millennia, and long before it was what we now call North America, the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe had knowledge of the sweet water that came from the trees and how it had so many health benefits for us. So today we're going to make a little glaze to put on top of salmon, and this is how you're going to put it together. We're going to start with some maple syrup. I'm going to measure out 1/4 cup, which is about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to add that to a little saucepan along with some fresh grated ginger. When you buy ginger root in the grocery store, sometimes if you keep it sitting around and gets kind of shriveled, or if it can start to sprout, I always keep mine in the freezer in a little baggie, and then when I'm ready to use it, I can just pull it out and grate it. You don't even have to peel it. It just makes a nice fine grate right into your glaze, and that will give it a bit of a kick. And we're going to add a teaspoon of soy sauce for a little bit of salt, low sodium if you have it. And then we're going to add zest of a lemon. And we're going to add a little bit of lemon juice. So after we grate the zest, I'm just going to cut the lemon in half. I just need half of this today. And I'm going to juice it. This is a nice little juicer because it strains out the seeds. Half a lemon will give you about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. We're going to add that to our pot with our maple syrup. And then we're going to take this over to the stove. Okay, so this has been boiling for a couple of minutes now, and what we're trying to do is we're just trying to reduce it a little bit and get rid of some of the water. And it's quite bubbly, and the bubbles are starting to get a little slower, a little bigger. It means the water is starting to boil off. So I'm just trying to turn the heat right down on this, and when it settles down, we're going to stir in a tablespoon of cold butter. And what the butter is going to do is going to keep the glaze from getting too sticky and too thick, and keep it pourable when it comes time to put it on the fish. Alright, now it's time to prepare the salmon. So what I have in here is 4 salmon fillets. These are skinless fillets, and I'm just going to season them a little bit with just a pinch of kosher salt and just a little bit of freshly ground black pepper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our glaze and I'm just going to brush it over the top of each salmon portion. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put these in the oven for 10 minutes, and then we're going to brush them with a little more glaze and cook them for another 5 to 10, and then they will be ready to eat. So here's our salmon right out of the oven. We basted it a couple times with the glaze while it was cooking, and it's kind of all stuck to the top. It's all nice and caramelized, and we garnished with a little bit of fresh parsley, and now it's ready to eat. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.